Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video we'll be going over if in-game competitive is really as bad as people claim it to be. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. If you enjoyed the video and the other content I've got on my channel, do not forget to subscribe and perhaps leave a like or a comment. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a quick too long didn't watch, then I've got that for you. Yes. The answer is yes. We'll start off this video with talking about the number one complaint people have when it comes to in-game competitive: queue times. I've gone through the misery of queuing up for 7 matches for you, and I can tell you, after wasting approximately 55 minutes queuing in total, that the extremely long queue times are not a thing of the past. It is still a problem. However, Valve has been so nice to add the ability to queue up for a competitive match whilst playing a casual, so that's good I guess. The next thing people often complain about is the map pool. As of now, there are a total of 14 maps across 4 different game modes. 10 control point maps, 2 payload maps, we have got Turbine and Viaduct. Since competitive can only be played as 6s, payload seems to be a rather odd option, since this is generally considered a Highlander game mode. In addition, Capture the Flag has never been considered as a competitive game mode, and it doesn't help that it is one of the least favorite game modes altogether. Plus, it's Turbine we're talking about. Flipping Turbine. Another thing I've heard a lot is the issue of players abandoning as soon as they join into the game. This problem has only gotten bigger and bigger as less and less people play the mode, since it will take longer and longer to queue. On average, it took me 9 minutes to queue up for a match, excluding one match which started immediately after the previous one due to somebody abandoning. Out of those 7 games I queued up for, 3 were abandoned and only 4 were actually played. On average, the warm-up took 4 minutes and 43 seconds, with the actual playtime of the match being an average of 8 minutes and 28 seconds when the match was actually played. We can see that the actual playtime is shorter than it takes to queue up for a game, plus the warm-up takes roughly half as long as the playtime, which is totally ridiculous if compared with other competitive game modes in other games, such as CSGO. Another major complaint is that there are no class restrictions within the game mode. Teams are free to choose their own team composition. 2 to 3 medics are not unheard of in combination with a heavy. It is allowed to do a 6-player scout rush on payload or a 5 medic and 1 heavy hold on King of the Hill, which opens up the game to a lot more than just the set in stone 6s format we know. On one hand, I really like this new experience of the competitive side of the game. There was a new influx of strategies and I experienced things I never thought were possible, such as the aforementioned 6-player scout rush on payload, which did actually work. However, on the other hand, stupid things such as a 3 sentry setup on Turbine is now also possible, which definitely tanks the experience. Another area where no restrictions are in place is when it comes down to weapons. There is no whitelist and all weapons are therefore allowed to be used. This can both be seen as a good and bad thing, since a player is now free to choose his arsenal, but this can come with a massive downside, and that is the fact that weapons are not specifically tweaked for competitive. For example, the backscatter has the following stats: no random crits, minus 20% accuracy, minus 33% clip size, but it mini crits when shooting from behind. The thing is, random crits are disabled by default, plus spread is also turned off in competitive. So, all by all, the only downside to this weapon is that its clip is 2 bullets short, with the upside being that it deals crazy damage compared to everyone else if used properly. The backscatter is only one of the many examples which seem to be unbalanced. At last, I would like to quickly cover the fact that players are forced to use certain graphic settings in order to play the mode. They're basic settings enforced by the server and can therefore not be changed. In addition, view models are locked to an FOV of 75, which is the default in the game, and cannot be turned off. These are minor restrictions but add to the pile of all the other issues the mode has. I would also like to address that I have not encountered any cheaters during my playtime, but this seemed to be a common issue in the past, which seemed to be resolved now, so that's good. To conclude, the in-game competitive experience is definitely not as good as dedicated community competitive is. However, if you are in for a quick game where people do focus on the objective, then queuing up for a competitive whilst playing casual will hurt no one, just give it a try. If you're not willing to try, or if you're more interested in dedicated, third-party competitive, I'll leave some links in the description down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave a like or a comment, since that will help me out greatly. You can also subscribe since there's a lot more content to come, but feel free to not do so if you don't want to. There are also other ways to support me. You can do so by leaving a follow over on my Twitch channel, joining our Discord, or following on Twitter. All links will be in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and may we meet again.